So, please, what is your name?
My name is Brahim, and I'm from Mauritania.
Mauritania, nice
Exactly.
country. You are closer to Senegal, right?
Exactly.
So
Next to
now,
Senegal.
tomorrow is the CAF Awards.
Yeah.
At the men's category, who are you rooting for, or who do you think will win the awards tomorrow?
I think the favorite maybe is Lookman. That I said.
Why Lookman?
Because first of all, he deserves. Because last year he did, I think, a great performance in European interclub competitions. So for me, he is the favorite. But we have also Hakimi. Hakimi, I think, also did a good performance with PSG, and of course the Guinean Girassi he scored a lot of goals. So we have I think we can be proud first of our stars. They represent well the continent, and I think the best will win. If it's Lookman, it will be good. If it's Hakimi also. So yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
The African win. That's the most important.
C'est Africain qui a gagné.
Exactly.
Exactly. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you.
Yeah, so tomorrow the Football Governing Body in Africa will be crowning the best men and women footballer of the year. Well, let's start with the ladies first.
Yes.
We have Chiamaka Nadozie, who's competing for 2 awards: the best woman footballer of the year and also the best goalkeeper.
Yes.
That's a big one. So what do you think? Who do you think is going to go home?
I think she deserves it all. She deserves it all. Like Kendrick Lamar said, she deserves it all. I mean, she's had such a great year. And even though I think her category is a bit tough because the other lady from Zambia, but
Barbara.
Yes, Barbara. Barbara is also really good. So I think she deserves it. But let's not be surprised if it goes to Barbara. Yes.
Okay, that's the women's footballer of the year.
Yes, that's.
But for the goalkeeper. Okay, for the women's goalkeeper, what do you think? Chiamaka Nadozie or someone else might be laying their hands on that?
I'll still go for Chiamaka.
Chiamaka Nadozie.
I will still go for Chiamaka.
Now, the big one that everybody has been talking about: Ademola Lookman, Girassi, Hakimi, Rowan, Adingra. Who are you tilting towards to win this one?
After watching the AFCON, the very first game, I fell in love with Adingra. I wouldn't lie to you because he's so good on the pitch. But Ademola Lookman is good in his national team and also his club size. I think he should actually get it. But last year I went to Victoria Simmons. We don't want it to be like every time Nigerians are taking it, Nigeria no they carry last, blah 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 blah. But if I'm being honest, I do think he should go to Ademola Lookman. But if it doesn't go to him, my next stop is Simon Adingra.
Simon Adingra?
Yeah.
I'm ahead of Hakimi, who others believe, probably because he's a Moroccan and this is happening here.
I wonder what Hakimi is doing on the list. Sorry. What is he doing? Is it because it's from Morocco? Yeah, but other than that, nah.
Okay. So your top 3, let's just hear from you. The top 3 best male footballer. You say if it's not Lookman, Adingra, then the third person will you give it to? Girassi or Rowan?
I think I'll give it to Rowan. I'll give it to Rowan.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you too.
Hello. Welcome to the live reaction of the CAF Awards that just took place few minutes ago, and lots of controversy before these awards. But now, let's just go over the live reactions from that award. Let's just look at it. It's no longer news again that a Nigerian striker, Nigerian winger, Ademola Lookman actually won this year's CAF African Player of the Year for 2014. Fantastic achievement for Lookman. I think he did so well this year. A lot of people forgot that this year he scored 3 goals, 1 assist, and took Nigeria to the final of the Cup of Nations that took place in Ivory Coast. So he was so disappointed that Nigeria did not win. in that final. And Lukman also took Atalanta. It's not as if a lot of people have seen that, oh, what did he do before the final? It's not as if Lukman did not perform before the final. Lukman was there. Lukman took Atlanta to the final, and he also what? And they won that by what? By 3 goals to nothing. He scored an hat trick. He scored an hat trick, in that final, and that I think it was probably the first player to score hat trick in modern day champions, Europa League. In modern day Europa League is the first player to actually to do that. So fantastic award, and I also think that it deserves it. There's no two ways about it. So actually, it deserves to actually to be there. This like impromptu, just live reactions. I just finished work. Let me just say a few things. And if you want to join, guys, on Instagram, please to come over to YouTube and you want to send requests, just come and say your opinion. But I just want to like relive the moment that Lukman actually won that award. So, guys, so that was the moment they actually won that award, and you can see that Nigeria actually was well represented there. You can see, Nigerian journalists and show content creators travel all the way, travel from Nigeria around the world to actually witness that occasion. Fantastic! It's good to actually see Nigerians supporting Ademola Lookman. So I just want to start this conversation. If you don't know, Ademola Lookman is the first Nigerian player to be born outside of Nigeria to actually to win this CAF award. Is the first Nigerian player to be born outside Nigeria to actually to win this CAF award. Nobody has ever done that before. Let me just try and like give you a background information to those that have won the award and they actually Nigerian. In 1993, it was actually Rashidi Ekene that actually won that award. Rashidi Ekene came first. Abedi Pele was second. Tony Yeboah was actually third. In 1994, Emmanuel Amuneke was first. He was playing for Sporting Lisbon then. He was first. George Weah was second. Daniel Amokachi was actually was third. In 96, Kanuako won the award after Nigeria actually won the Olympic gold in Atlanta. So in Atlanta. So Ademola Lookman actually won. No, sorry, I said Lookman. Sorry, Kanu won that award in 1996. In 1997, it was actually Victor Ikpeba that actually won that award. It was playing for AS Monaco then, they called him Prince of Monaco. In 1998, in 1998, Okosha and Tunisia, they came second and fourth respectively. While in 1999, Kano actually won that award. So, in what's it called? Just last year, Victor Osimhen actually won that award. So, I'm happy for him. And Ademola Lookman, if I'm not mistaken, Ademola Lookman will be the third player born outside of Africa to actually to win the CAF African Player of the Year. The first player born outside Africa to win the CAF Player of the Year was actually Fedi Kanute. Second player to win the award was actually guys, go on YouTube now. Go on Advanced Football on YouTube. All of you are on Instagram. Go Gantry Football on YouTube. I'm just going to take long. Go on Gantry Football on YouTube. You can. It's a Gantry Football 2 on YouTube. I'm not going to stay long. I just want to spend on YouTube and join. I'm going to end the stream here quickly. I'm going to actually end the stream here quickly. Let me just pin that one. Go and YouTube and actually end the stream actually quickly. So go there, go and actually join, go and join. So that is what we actually see. And let me just try and show you some moments too, some key moments too in that award ceremony. Let me just show you. That's actually a key moment too by Lookman. When actually came with that big Nigerian attire. So now that Lookman is actually what the okay, Mares too. Mares can tell about me and yeah, was so born outside Africa too. Mares too, and that player was actually born outside Africa. Was Real Mares, yeah. Real Mares was actually born outside Africa. Let me just I know that they awarded him to Ifedi Kanute, and let me just confirm where was he born. I think he was born in France. Yeah, he was born in France too. So that makes it to actually what to be is the fourth player that would be born outside of Africa to actually what to win the CAF award. So fantastic congratulations for him. So now that Lookman is actually what the African Player of the Year, guys. I'm going to end the stream now on Instagram, and I'm going to actually ask you guys to move to YouTube. I'm going to stay like 10 minutes on YouTube, then I will end the whole thing. And I'm not meant to come live here just because of the CAF award. So let me just put that one. So I'm going to end it on YouTube, on Instagram, guys. I told you go and join on YouTube. I'm going to end that one on Instagram now. So let me remove the Instagram one. Thank you. I hand it here. Yeah. So what is actually what next for Ademola Lookman? What is next for Ademola Lookman? After this award. So that's what we just want to actually bring out. And if you are here, I'm going to actually post the link. I want to post the link. Then I want to actually post the link. I don't want to discuss this alone. I want to bring people on. I don't want to discuss it alone, so I won't be the one doing the monologue. I want to bring people on. The link is actually available there. If you actually want to join, just click on the link and actually join me straight away. So I want us to look at Lookman this year. What did Lookman actually do, and why do you think that Lookman actually deserved the award over the other players that he won the award? Let's look at Lookman stats this year. If you have been following this channel very well, we don't join. Okay, thank you, digital currency. Thank you. So if I've been following this channel for a while, I told you exactly that Lookman is a killer. It's like his asset is knows no bounds. And let me just give you some quick stats, about Ademola Lookman and why I think that Lookman actually deserve to actually be the African Player of the Year this year. So for example, now if you look at Lookman's Champions League appearance, Lookman played 5 Champions League games. We are here, boss. Oh, thank you for actually joining, guys. Send a request. Let me actually just discuss with you quickly. So Lookman played 5 Champions League games. He scored 3 goals and actually 1 assist. He played 5 Champions League games. He scored 3 goals, 1 assist. So, and if you look at his average rating in the Champions League game is 7.65. Just to tell you that he was probably Atlanta's best player averagely in all the games that he had played. In Serie A this year too, Ademola Lookman actually appeared 11 times. Like he started 11 games. He came in as a substitute twice. Overall, Lookman played a total of 878 minutes. He scored 8 goals. He created 4 goals too, additional 4 goals. That's like 8 goals, actually 4 assists. So his average rating in the Serie A game was actually 7.49. So it was slightly above average in those games. He actually played for Atlanta, even in Serie A. And in the Cup of Nations, too, Lookman started 6 games. He split 6 games to Nigeria and actually came as a sub, I think only once. So Lookman played a total of 540 minutes for Nigeria in the Africa Cup of Nations. And Lookman scored 3 goals and created 1. Lookman scored 2 goals against Cameroon. He scored 1 goal against Angola. He created the equalizer for Victor Osimhen in our opening game against Equatorial Guinea. So Lookman have an average rating of 6.89 in every game he actually played. In fact, the only competition that Lookman did not really participate, that did not really this thing, it was like just 1 game, Super Cup. Lookman played 90 minutes. He did not do well there, but despite that, his rating was still 6.37. To tell you that like in all games that Lookman have played this year, it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't actually bad at all. So let's look at the positions where Lookman have thrived this year. Lookman played as a left forward. Lookman played as left forward, but where he got his most biggest rating was when Lookman played as a central striker. Can you see? It's very funny, isn't it? When Lookman played as a central striker, Lookman got an average rating of 7.7 as a central striker. When Lookman played as a left forward, Lookman got an average rating of 7.17. When Lookman played behind the striker, Lookman got an average rating of 7.4. To tell you, between playing behind the striker, top striker, and a left forward, Lookman really did well. So the only place that Lookman was played this year that Lookman did not really thrive was actually what? Playing as a left midfielder. That was when it was used for Nigeria. He played as a left midfielder for Nigeria, and that was where he got his lowest score. That's why I keep on telling people that Lookman is more dangerous when Lookman is very close to the opposing area. You don't want your best player to come and be defending. You want your best player to come and be defending. You want the best player very close to the opposing area so that you can be able to it can cause problem. So Nigeria used Lookman as a left winger, and that was where Lookman did not really thrive. So Lookman average as a left winger was actually 6.73. Just to tell you that Lookman already had a very fantastic year. So based on recommendations, what is now next for Lookman? See, when people are saying that we need a coach, we actually need a coach, because looking at the caliber of players we have now, the last two African Player of the Year was actually Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman. Two of those guys, they form two of our front three. So, and if Lookman and Victor Osimhen form two of our front three, why is the Super Eagles struggling to get goals? So we need to look inward. If two of your best three, they actually the best players in Africa. Probably we have one more, maybe Alex Iwobi or to the right, or just two of your front three. They actually were the best player in Africa. And in the AFCON qualifiers, we scored how many goals? We scored how many goals in the AFCON qualifier? Probably average of like 1.5 goals every game. For me, I think it's not. I think we need to look for a way for these guys to actually thrive together. I'm happy for Lookman. So this one now, the implication is that Lookman, because Lookman won this award, this is going to be like a PR for the aspirant born players too, that if you change nationality, it doesn't mean that you are a bad player. If you change nationality, you can still come home and thrive. So don't wait till you are 29 before you change your nationality. So I have my first guest here. Don't wait till towards the end of your career before you change your nationality. Lookman knew Nigeria in his youth days, in his early days, and now this is the reward. Join Nigeria at the age of 29 years. When are you going to achieve all these things? So this should be like a lesson for most of Nigerian players that you can do well. You can join us very early, and I'm happy that Lookman actually won this award. So let me just bring my two guests quickly. I'm not going to
see that black up.
So I already have my two guests joining quickly. So guys, they're my regular caller here. So let me just caller, you actually came in first. I know that caller, you're a very passionate Nigerian football fan. You were so nervous. I was listening to you on Buenri's live. You were so nervous about that this team might probably not go to Lookman, despite Akimi was there. I would like to you, it was close. it was close, Kola, it was very close. But what can you just make of this when if I ask you about the implication? So, Kola, what do you make about this award?
This to me, or should I push from why Akeem was included, or
Yeah.
okay, let me just touch a little bit. Okay, I just believe why Akeem was included was just to use it to promote the award in Morocco, because the award is being held in Morocco. That is
Yeah.
the way I see it. And because Akeem is a Moroccan and it's being held in Morocco, so they use it to promote it because they were trying to promote Ibrahim Diaz in the first place, because Ibrahim Diaz was not in the Nations Cup and was not already a Moroccan national. That was why they have to bring in someone in order to promote it. So having said that, and this thing I think I'm really happy that Ademola Lookman won this thing. So he's going to encourage more Africa born in European that okay, they want to come back home and play football, but they were not. So this is going to encourage them a lot. And if care is not taken, Nigeria may win the next African Player of the Year again, back to back. If care is not taken, Nigeria may win it, because the only and we may have about three Nigeria in it. Victor Boniface played well in the national team. He might be included, and I can bet it that Victor Osimhen is going to be among, with the form he is currently, and with the form Lookman is on presently. Definitely going to be nominated. And
I want to ask you a question, Kola. If it was William Troost-Ekong that was put forward against Hakimi, do you think that there will be a different situation?
Yes, he might. Because you know why? They will say Troost-Ekong doesn't play in Europe, he's playing in Asia. So they may use the word because Hakimi is playing in Europe, because he's playing PSG, one of the big team in the whole world. So they might play politics. So it's not a new thing. It's happened in 97, is it 97 or 98 during Haji Mustafa? Yeah, so it happened in 2013. Mikel Obi and this other guy, Ivorian guy. So nothing new. So nothing is impossible.
Yeah.
So I believe these people were trying to play politics, but they don't know how to manipulate it, because it was very obvious, and it's going to be a totally disgrace to African football.
Yeah.
So that is why I say the whole thing.
Well, the CAF Awards for Lookman. So let's just try and move forward quickly. What's now the implication of these awards? For example, now in our front three, two of our front three are the best in Africa.
Yes.
If you check the CAF 11, the front three is only Mo Salah that is actually not Nigerian there. The front three are actually Nigerian.
Yes.
And even if you check the women too.
Yes.
Ajibade.
We have Alonso, this girl, the two girls, the two defender. So
I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
In the World Cup qualifiers, Nigeria have not scored more than one goal in a single game. Nigeria have not scored more than one goal in a single game. So I don't think it's having issues with internet.
No, I think it's which I was also having issues with YouTube also when I was coming online. I think it's YouTube. Yeah.
So what is your take? Why do you think that it's hard for these guys to actually score in national team?
The problem is technical issue. When we have a gaffer that doesn't know his right from left, it is now. I'm not going to because I could remember vividly when you were saying Iguavo is a failure. I was only saying they should give him a chance. I was among the people who were saying it. I remember when you and Obueri were saying, oh no, Iguavo is a totally failure. So I just believe The first match against Benin Republic when we won 3-0, it's just a fluke to me under Eguavoen. But this crop of player we have a good coach, not a coach, a good manager that know what he's doing. You have to play game according to, you have to read your opponent pattern of playing. You play to their own pattern so that in order for you to win. In case if you play your option A and if you see it's not working, you have to play to your plan B. You have to play to your plan B. So that's what this guy, Enzo, Chelsea coach, that's what he does. Yes, that's what he does. In the first half, he have to then after the second half, he change the pattern. That's what a coach should do as a coach that knows what he's doing. So I begin to wonder what's the essence of a Guavo travel abroad to go and update and everything, and what is he doing as a technical committee as a technical chairman? So what is he doing there? It means he knows nothing. Fine. See, there's two things. Is one thing for you to have a passion for football, and it's one thing for you to be able to manage everything. So the one I just see, the people love him, the players love him. He just wants to do a good book of everybody, but he's not a good coach.
Not a good coach. So, guys, if you are live, you only have 3 likes, and you are about 22 watching on YouTube. Please like the video.
So that's just the way I see the whole thing. So, and if we want to get the best out of them, we should just get a good midfielder. That's all.
So this is it. So thank you, Kola. As usual, very educative thing. So I'm going to come back to you before we.
Okay.
I just ask you quickly. I don't know if you can actually hear me clearly. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear very well.
The internet. So I got to. This award, Lookman, African Player of the Year 2024. How does it make you feel? What's your opinion about him winning this award? And secondly,
I think
it
makes me feel great. The way I screamed when Infantino announced him, I was so happy that hard work pays. Hard work has got rewards, and now in 30 years, we are now doing it back to back. Remember, the last time we were back was 1994, now 2023, 2024. So now, like, I was just so happy that this guy played his first match for Nigeria in 2022. And 2 years after, he won African Player of the Year. This is a signal, and this is a kind of call to other diaspora born players that, man, if I change my nationality to Africa, I can achieve it. They will embrace me, they will appreciate me. If Diaz had played for Morocco at AFCON, I guess it would have been between Ademola and Diaz. And Ademola would have won though, because Diaz is not a first teamer. Sometimes he starts, it's not a first teamer. Unlike Ademola Lookman, that's an integral part of the Atalanta team. I think it's a kind of part so that there's one players that, man, you can change nationality to Africa and achieve greatness.
Yeah, I want to ask you this question. I'm going to ask Kola too. At what time do you think the pendulum swing to Lookman's side? If you remember, after the AFCON, we came live. We were saying that there's no clear favorites for this year's CAF African Player of the Year. But we're mentioning Cyril Guirassy. There was no clear, if you remember then, we came live, there was no clear favorites. So I want to ask you, at what point do you think the pendulum swung to Lookman's side?
The day he won the Europa, he won the Europa League for Atalanta. That day, everyone like, so this guy is this good, and he stopped there. Even the Super Cup final. See, look at the way what was this our guy Rudiger And that Brazilian player, I forgot his name. They are marking him. And that boy, that boy didn't stop there after the goal, after the 3 goals in the Europa Cup final. I knew, and when they were mentioning Ibrahim Diaz and Hakim, I was like, Lookman has won. Because if they have put Salah, I'm like, okay, maybe it's, but even I'm sure you have beaten Salah because national team have come. So, it did not do pretty well, you know. But I'm not gonna lie to you, no player would have beaten Ademola Lookman. Not even say Guirassy. No.
Yeah, I actually would agree with you. Let me just ask. I want to ask caller too that do you agree with him that that hat-trick in the final was the one that
absolutely. And after then, if you look at the consistency, and there is no game if Atlanta should score, Ademola he will be an assistant, or he should be the one that scored the ball. So it was during the Europa final, the hat-trick swing everything to his favor. So that's what I see. And the way things is going, if K is not taking him, I win it back to back.
Yes,
I pray we qualify for the World Cup. So if you qualify for the World Cup, definitely he might end it again. He might get it back to back.
Yes. I also agree with you that the final, that was when the pendulum actually was a swing in his favor. I think, but at that point, before that final, I want to ask Kaidos on this question: who was the favorite to win the African Player of the Year? Then, Kaidos, before that final, who was the favorite to win it? Then,
no, even before the final, Lookman was leading. You know, based on his performance for Atalanta and even at the AFCON, he was leading. But that final just increased the disparity between him and other players. You know, that just increased the gap. We just widened the gap. You know, even before then, we all knew that this guy had done pretty well because even at the AFCON, all the players that did well, they weren't doing well in the club side. You know, you can't let this guy Sebastian Haller ahead of Lookman. You can't let Ademola that showed just 2 matches against Lookman. Lookman was involved in all the matches to play at the AFCON and was suspended another match. So he was leading. Just that the disparity wasn't that much, but that Europa League final widened the gap. That's just it.
Yeah. So let me just try and put the caller. So caller, if it was Victor Boniface that is competing with Hakimi, do you think it's a walkover? Okay, if it's Victor Boniface against Hakimi and Ademola, do you think that he's not going to win it?
Victor Boniface will win it.
If he didn't go to AFCON and he did well for his club side, do you think that Boniface can actually win it?
I think I will win it. I think I will win it because the 2 killer pass came from him at the final. And he's doing well at his club. So it's very clear chance Ademola will win it. No, he's trying. Yeah, he's not doing, but at least he's on the bench. But if you want to look, he's on the bench right now. But if you want to look at it, he's going to go to it will go to Ademola. It will go to Ademola. One more thing. I love what Ademola did today for promoting the culture. For promoting that culture. I'm seriously happy. That's all.
I'm also happy. So, caller, that is actually what very good. Before actually what I don't know, maybe I don't know, the internet is shine now. I don't know, internet is behaving like people from your town. So
No, I was saying,
if I call the musician for you now,
uh,
I leave this place. So if I call that musician for you now, you go run. No, I don't. But let me just say, I want to read some comments. Then we'll now look for how to get Chris in here. Then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Somebody said that okay. Guys, like the video. I don't know why he says say how much I will pay you for you to like the video. Like the video.
Let me go.
So I think I've been poor this season. Yeah, that was when I said I've been poor this season. Jones said that it's still Lookman that was favorite. So I think you are supporting what Kola actually was said. Tawo said that Tosin and Darabioyo has been celebrating Lookman on Twitter. So on Instagram too, in fact, the nominees should be Lookman, Boniface, and Ekong Sef. It'll have been three Nigerians between this. That was from
no.
That is what is going to happen for the next nomination. It will be to Nigeria.
Yeah, Ola Cube said that from Nations Cup, we know he will win. I was just saying he will win. So Coach Obi, my coach from Ireland, said that his balloon the nomination was a big pointer. Do you agree with that, Kola and Ayoton? Kola, go first.
Yes, definitely.
Mm-hmm. And
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I asked you what I agree with Coach Obi on that. In fact, okay, yeah. In fact, the nominee should be Lookman Ekong. Okay, no AFCON for bye. Okay, so no Hakimi would have won it against Boniface. Can you see? Yeah, she was.
Yes.
Yeah, Coach Obi said that Hakimi would have won against Boniface. Congrats to us all. So
Yes.
thank you guys for that. So let me just drink this so that we just have the conversation all together without doing anybody down. So why bringing Chris as I got on this question? Kolas made mention of something before you were listening. He said that it's like what this musician said about you guys in Ojota. It's true. This your internet is epileptic. Is this true? You don't have food?
No one is a musician.
Okay. So let me just ask you this question. Class said something that going towards next year, that Nigerian players will even be favourite to win this award. But looking at what is happening, we're on the back foot. For example, now the top scorer.
I think Kola is just being patriotic. Yeah.
No. Sorry. I hold on a sec. I'm going to take and Kola down now. I'm going to bring Chris and Omboyeri together. But let me just ask you this question. Let me finish. We're on the back foot. Prime Diaz and Cyril Gerase. They are the two top scorers in the AFCON qualifier. About 4 goals in one match against the
Against which team?
He's the second top scorer. And he's the top scorer for Africa in the Champions League. He's just scoring the Bundesliga where you all come from. So, do you think that, okay, I think it's fine now, the man has released you. So, Ademola, what is your opinion about this? And I want Kola to also have an opinion before I bring Chris and Omboyeri. So, Ademola, what's your opinion about that? Do you think that we're on the back foot already without this thing?
No, see, I think you have to look at individual. Apathy has to do with individual players. You know, your country might not be doing well, and you'll be fantastic. Okay, and fine. Brahim Diaz is scoring, I think, about 4 goals against one club. Do you think if they are playing against that team will not have happened? Let us play against Mauritius and see if Osimhen and Lookman will not share the goals. So that I'm going to stay on that. See, individual performance, we win them the award, but we not go with the national team performance. I don't think they can win it. Because right now, even Guinea is not doing well with Girassi. The only one that is doing well is Morocco with Indians. So, as for me, Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen still have the chance to win the next Apoti. As for me,
Osimhen is playing Turkey.
yes, like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as he's doing well in Europe and he's doing well in the national team. And mind you, Galatasaray is one of the biggest clubs in Europe. No, not sorry, because I mean it's biggest club in Turkey, and it's one of the mid-level clubs in Europe. You know, and Osimhen, being who he is, people will forget about Galatasaray and go for Osimhen.
So everyone did say that. Sorry, let me just read some comments here. All them Abraham, Adabioyo, and other Super Eagles players don't congratulate Lookman, but Osimhen never congratulate him. Why?
No, they talk on phone. Osimhen said that they talk regularly.
So, Team Mustafa, no POP for you. I don't know about that one. No. As it stands, this question, no, caller, before I allow you to go, as it stands now, is between Lookman and Mo Salah. We're not talking about Mo Salah in this conversation. So, caller, let's comment about that. Where do you place Mo Salah?
If you look, Mo Salah has not really been presently. He has only been fine individually at the club side. He's top notch, but let me say individually at the club side, Salah would look more on the same level presently. I will put it on the same level. And when it comes to the country, Mohamed Salah has not been really spectacular presently. Ademola has an edge over Mohamed Salah when it comes to country, but when it goes back to club, they are on the same level presently.
What? Sorry, let me ask you a question, Kola. Why do you think Nigeria is ahead of Egypt?
You said what?
Why do you think Nigeria is ahead of Egypt? What you say is with country? Lookman have edge than Salah.
Because if we look at it, Mohamed Salah, when it comes to country like that, if you look, let me just take you back to the Nations Cup, this previous Nations Cup, nothing really spectacular, nothing really stand out. And presently, when it comes to country football, nothing really stand out about him presently. So except at the club level.
Yeah.
But when Ademola, it's like it's really delivering the 2 goals, and he's a team player, and Ademola can make something out of nothing. He's a very trickish player, very dangerous. So Ademola, when it comes to country football, is there, and club football is there.
Yeah.
So it's delivering in both sides.
I think Salah is good when it comes to Liverpool, but in a long time now, he's not been fantastic for Egypt. Other players have been carrying Egypt. He's just there as a talisman, but he's not been fantastic for Egypt personally.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Aidatu. Thank you, Kola. Just hold on there. I think we'll wrap it up together. We can still hold on there. I want to ask them some questions too. I don't want to take too long here, so I'm going to finish it quickly. Onweri, sorry, let me just start with Chris first. I'm already, have so many questions to ask Onweri. But let me start with Chris first, because Onweri is here to redeem his image. People have said that he said Lookman will win. He said Lookman will not win because he's the one predicting that Lookman will win. But now Onweri's prediction is right. Please, before you continue, Onweri, please help me unblock Chris. On the
who is that?
Chris Cass. This Chris on Instagram. Please help me unblock him. Anytime
Okay. Unblock your brother now.
Anytime you join the live.
Chris Cass, I did not block Chris Cass.
No, Chris, no. Chris is different. It's
maybe later we check. First, let me say something. There's something there.
Wait, just give me one second. Let me allow Chris to talk about. Just been here. Just hold on a sec. So, Chris, just quick comment about the CAF Awards and how relieved are you now? Because I know that you are really interested in who takes the crown home. So for me now, Ademola, in case you are not a Yoruba speaking person here, when you say Ade, it means crown. So I think now that the crown, the prince is taking the crown home. So let me just ask you this question. Is the first Nigeria to be born outside of the country to win this award? And we are in the situation that they say, oh, diaspora countries are not really, they don't like the country. They are committed to where they were born. The guy came with his a certain speech now and said that he was talking Yoruba and he dressed in a full Nigerian attire. And I think he's the only one dressed like that in a full traditional attire, to tell you that where actually what belongs to. How does that make you feel, and what's the implication of this award going forward?
First of all, greetings everybody. I think for I was watching the whole stuff, and I saw when Ronald Williams won the 2 awards, I was thinking in my head, hope they're not trying to do something funny here. But with Lookman winning, I said something the other day on your live. I said Lookman winning is going to do a lot in convincing some players to play for Nigeria, because some of these players, they might be thinking that going to play for Nigeria is not really anything, like, you understand. Most of them don't see it as as like the apex of what they really want. But seeing what Lookman is doing, from AFCON, what he did at AFCON, what he did at the final, I mean, man, like there's no way that will not inspire anybody that's any of the diaspora players that really wants to play that be thinking of playing for Nigeria. So we need stuff like this, and also he also helped, like, in terms of, like, the way the old players were talking down on our diaspora players, saying they don't have the energy, or those nonsense conversations. So this also is like ending those conversations, and it's amazing because even the thing is that, like, when the season like last season, when he started, Lukman was doing his thing, but he wasn't like as loud like that, because people were all focusing on Boniface.
Yeah.
Because Boniface was doing something great with Leverkusen. But I think where everything changed was when that injury stuff happened to Boniface, where he couldn't go to the AFCON.
Yeah.
And
Lookman took the mantle.
Yeah, and that was it. Because I'm thinking in my head, like, if Boniface went to the AFCON, and we had it, and we got to the final and won the tournament, and then they get to meet in the final, and they both end up scoring, and let's say Atlanta wins it. What now happens? Like, it's gonna be very, like, I would have loved that to happen. But it's amazing that now we have players that can win the CAF Best Player back to back. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And it will be a big shame, if we don't make it to the World Cup.
Yeah, and Chris, actually, I agree with you on that. Just because of time, let me just cut it, because I have 2 questions I want to ask. I'm going to start with Ombueri. Ombueri, a lot of people have described you to be the table shaker, and I want to ask you these questions directly. Ombueri, Bukayo Saka, do you think that it can ever win the European Player of the Year? Bukayo Saka.
Yes,
do you think that
he will?
It can ever win? Do you think that
he will?
Hold on a sec. Because
will.
do you think that if Bukayo Saka had played for Nigeria, there had been a better opportunity for him to win individual accolades than playing for England? Let me just answer that before I ask I also and a caller with Chris.
First of all, Saka can also play for Super Eagles in Nigeria. Saka can also play in England. Let's be honest, he's doing well in England.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, if he's coming to Super Eagles, it's +1. Now, England is regretting why didn't they pick Lookman? And now the narrative was he wasn't patient. He wasn't patient, but he played all the youth for you. Why can't you pick him up immediately? You see, right? So, Saka, in fact, if Saka is playing for Super Eagles, it's +1. In future, Saka can win even the best European. Yes, he can. It's possible because he's in form. Nobody said no. He can.
I want to also ask you this question, Mbwenri.
Yeah.
You know that Saka played for England and they went to the final of the European Championship. And Saka was actually instrumental to England progression. Saka has been in very good form for Arsenal too, you know, in the English Premier League. But why do you think? I know that's that Europa League final, but why do you think Lookman was clearly ahead of him in the Ballon d'Or ranking?
Okay. Now, when you look at it, when you look at the finals, what makes Lookman the hot thing is the 3 goals he scores, which nobody has done for a long time. That's number one. Not even the AFCON. What to put his resume was the 3 goals he scored. Now all eyes was on Lookman. Then coming over to the AFCON, yes, Pasero helped them. Pasero helped them in order for them to come together. Him and Osime and Ekong did well in AFCON. Now after AFCON, what happened?
Yeah. After AFCON, you've not been like influential in national
team. Now went back.
Yeah.
It's not because of the help of his club side.
Yeah. Just hold on slightly. Kola, just in like 10 seconds, do you think that these guys we're talking about, like someone like Jama Musiala, Bukayo Saka, Michael Olise, they have better opportunity, better chances of winning all these individual accolades if they play for Nigeria than the country of England, Germany or England? Kola and Ayosun.
Yes, of course. They have Bukayo Saka have chances of winning the individual award. Ademola play for Africa. Let me just throw a little bit of light on it. Okay, now Bukayo Saka is playing for Arsenal, and look at Jude Bellingham is playing for Real Madrid. You want to tell me that both of them are on the same level? The only thing different between them is just because of the club side. But England are promoting Jude Bellingham ahead of Bukayo Saka in order to win the individual award ahead of Bukayo Saka. So the only thing that can make Bukayo Saka to win an individual award is him leaving Arsenal, going to a better club than Arsenal that are winning trophy.
Yeah.
So that is where I see it.
Sorry, everyone is here. Sorry. No,
let me answer you.
Yeah,
let me say my own. Let me take from where you stopped. Remember, Bellingham is half white. So it's easier to promote Bellingham than to promote Saka. And even now, where Bellingham is playing, if Arsenal had been Arsenal of many years ago, that to get to the final of major competition, maybe it will be easier for Saka. I think these guys have every chance to win the award if they are chosen or they are chosen African country to play for. Mind you, you cannot, truth be told, there are more quality players in Europe than in Africa. There are more quality players in Europe than in Africa. The competition in Europe is far. I know that's in of Africa. See, when Luma was given about the 14th best player in the world, we're like, let's just, once I analyzing the players above him, all of us said, I think Fava was right. Even when they gave Osimhen 8, when we got players above of Osimhen, said, I tell you that because there are some players that maybe because they don't play in England, people don't know. Because they don't play there, people don't know them. So you can't say Daniel Olmo is a good player. but probably because we don't see them. So if these guys are gone to play for African countries, I'm sure their chances of winning through award is higher than that of Europe, because that Europe is just too competitive. That's on that. Thank you.
Okay, Chris, you want to say anything about that question before I go to Mbari again?
I think first of all, it's gonna be very difficult for Saka to win individual that European Player of the Year. It's because we all know that when it comes to stuff like that, there's also like like the whole intention towards it, like it has to go to a certain player, so stuff like that, and the politics behind it. So, but I think like for like I did to say, like in Europe they have better players than, not like they have better players, but they have a better foundation of showcasing their players. So it's easy for you to find 10 players that are very good. They're very, very good. But back in Africa, we don't have something like that. So for me, I think for Saka, if Saka was playing for Nigeria, and we had, so let's say for example, we have Saka, Musiala, all these guys playing for Nigeria, it's the same conversation we'll be having. Some people saying no, it's Musiala that deserves to be the player. It's some say it's Saka. So the only reason why we're saying it like this now is because we don't have that much talent, the players that we're supposed to have. So now the one we have that is doing well, we all put all our energy towards that one. That's the way everybody's pushing for Lookman. But if we had Musiala and we had Saka, it would have been a different conversation here. And the two would have been saying Musiala deserved that award. Humber would have been saying Saka deserved it. We have all had like different,
Yeah. Okay, Chris, I don't know, maybe your voice just went off. Chris, can you we can't hear you, Chris. Okay, Chris, are you back? Yeah. Okay. I want to start with you now.
I'm back.
Do you think that our front three in Super Eagles is the best in the world?
Front three, you mean including Chukwueze?
Okay, no. So I'm just saying that okay, if I say she's top five.
Okay, sorry. Let me retrieve. Let me retrieve my
top five. Let me
retrieve my statement. It can be best in the world if you have good coaches. You can't bring local champions to coach best people that play them.
I think I actually would agree with you on that.
Yes.
If you don't bring good coaches to get to actually to cover it. But for me, I think that if you are picking a front three in the world, before you pick 10, you should be able to mention the front three of Nigeria. For me, I think that it's probably because just check it. How many number 9 is better than Victor Osimhen in the world?
None.
How many left winger do you think is better than Ademola Lookman in the world? So we have to look at it. How many left forward is better than him in the world? So if you look at it in that way, you can see clearly. But I know that there are thousands and one.
I think we should be. I think if we're to look at it, it should be top 10. I think.
Yeah, it should be top 10.
But minimum, we should at least we should be. But if we're supposed to cut it down, we should be like top 10.
So my final. Sorry, you can do it together. My final question is because it's already 91 hours. Omweri, I want to start with you. Former Nigerian international Samson Siasia, he went on a podcast and he said that white man no they give you waiting them like. Say waiting them no like, waiting them don't need, then they go dash you. Say going to get players abroad is not sustainable. Say now waiting on you when you both don't want, now they go give you. But the so-called rejected stone now. So already take it from there. Do you think that it's so harsh to be saying things like that?
In that comment, right?
Yeah.
I know that people will be disappointed what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
If Siasia said it, he's right.
Give
But
us why.
if any other
It's right.
person says, right, I would disagree. Why did I agree with Siasia? He have done it and produced so many players for Nigeria that serve Nigerians. He have the tools to get it. Right? Now, if Siasia was in charge when Lookman came, Siasia will pick Lookman. He have the eyes to know better players. If Siasia is the one saying this, I'm not going to argue with him.
Don't worry, I want to look at the answer this way.
Okay.
He said it. Do you think that is unfair? For I'm coming, you for us to count them as nobody because they chose to play for Nigeria. Do you think it's unfair?
No,
because
you would have not used
let truth be said. How many Super Eagles player currently now is better than Lookman?
No, look at you. You made a mistake, Smith. You would have not used Siasia. You would have used the comment. I'm coming. You would have used the comment of the NFL president. That would have been, you get my point, right? I know where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And when you use the word that the NFL president said, I would have scattered the table now.
No, let me just say that
if you use Siasia, because Siasia have done it, right? He had the tools to do it well.
And I think Siasia brought in Victor Moses now.
Huh?
Nigeria. He brought in Victor Moses to the Super Eagles.
That is why I said you would have not used Siasia, even if he said that's a content why he said it. But if you use the NFL president, when he said that thing he said concerned about players born abroad, that is where I would have break the table.
Yeah, I know that you still break it on your life. I'm going to join later.
So that is why it's just an issue.
Yeah. Let me go to Kola. Finally, what he said. I think it's not good to see that on the podcast. Do you think it's fair on those guys? Like,
let me say, to be sincere, let's call a spade a spade. Siasia is a good coach, but he was wrong for making that statement. We shouldn't say because you're a good coach, you know how to produce the good out of, you know how to get something out of nothing, that we shouldn't question your judgment. But that statement was a totally wrong statement, because that statement might discourage so many foreign born players that wanted to come and play for the country. The country that has no value for us. So why would I have to go and kill myself for them? So that is it. And especially the one this Mokashi said also that. So if you have to go by that and go, but everyone that wants to play, they only play because they have the passion for it and they want to return it.
So, Chris, your thought about that? I know that everybody is.
See, for me, I'm like I said, the best thing to happen to Nigerian football right now is Lookman winning his CAF Player of the Year. Because I got tired of all those nonsense. All these old players they kept saying about these foreign players, about this one. They don't know how to play. They don't play with passion. All those nonsense conversations where they will never hold the coach or NFF accountable. They always want to pick at the players.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful that I'm happy, so happy that Lookman won this stuff.
Yeah.
So happy.
And I pray that he didn't win it.
Yeah, because if the Hakimi won, they would have continued with those nonsense stuff. But now he can't say anything. And I pray that he also wins the Scudetto with Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I also pray that these guys, because the thing is that these players, they love Nigeria. Basi, Aina, these guys, they love Nigeria. They want to represent the country.
Yeah.
But when they come here, instead of our old players to encourage them to say, okay, you know what? That one mistake, the next thing you're on podcast yapping nonsense. Siasia is very wrong for that statement. I don't care who he brought to the national team. That was disrespectful. You don't speak on people's ambition like that. It's disrespectful. is disrespectful, and the NFF should also be able to call on these guys to stop making statements like this. Because
Look
it's not fair.
Sorry, let me just try to go to Ademola. Look at this guy, Nathan Teller. He's now this front striker for Bayer Leverkusen in absence of Victor Boniface. In fact, Patrick Schick is still on the bench. They are using Nathan Teller. Do you think that, I'm just trying to say that playing for Bayer Leverkusen, he's not playing for Levante, Getafe, he's not playing for those clubs. So he's playing for Bayer Leverkusen. You see, I just think that it's very disappointing. Before I go to Idol, so let me just take some comments so that people can actually what be here. Osimhen is in Europa. Okay, Osimhen is in Europa. If he wins Europa League now, he can talk. If he go and score a trick in the final.
Smith,
okay,
I have to go now.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Yeah. So Taiwo Osimhen played tonight. Okay, that's why talking about that. He didn't message him. He played tonight. Osimhen was playing a match during the ceremony now. Okay, that was by Eagle Striker, my very good man. Osimhen and Gala just finished a game. Okay, he just trying to counter. I mean, what was caller said that? Ayuba Alisa said that Gurase won native. Okay, thank you for that correction. Lookman will win the UEFA UCL this season by Odubayo Omobalaji. He said they win the UEFA Champions League this season. Oh, I hope so. Earlier he said that European Player of the Year is the Ballon d'Or that we Africans love so much. He's just trying to shake the table in that area. I remember the penalty Lookman missed for Fulham a few years back. What a positive turnaround. Yes, you remember that penalty too that he missed for Fulham. What a turnaround. So on Instagram, I said, bro, without trophies, Saka cannot win any accolades. Don't worry, they're talking to you. So maybe he leaves Arsenal and go to another club. Someone say Lookman is ahead of Salah club side level now, based on statistics. Okay, I agree with Kola about on that. Nobody is talking about Nicolas Jackson. We miss Opungo yesterday. I'm just making up.
Do you see what is going on? I think they are already working on getting Osimhen to Chelsea.
Yeah, they're already working on getting.
There's a possibility Osimhen will go to Chelsea next season.
No, I'm talking about this scenario.
Yeah.
All these people that keep saying he can't play African football. So I think I'm going to bribe back you up that African football is the same thing. So Saka cannot win ahead of Lookman, even if he was playing for Nigeria. They don't want to see Onweri will address that way in his life. He said, no, he said, no, you are muted, don't worry. He said Saka cannot win. He said Saka cannot win ahead of Lookman, even if he was playing for Nigeria.
Okay, no, let's say this, right? No, let's say this, right?
I want to talk, please. Okay,
let me say my own.
Let me say this. Let us not judge at the moment. Let us not judge at the moment because Lookman won this. Yes, he deserves it. Let's go back to Saka. Let's go at the past. Let's see the consistency. If Saka is playing for Nigeria, Chukwueze will jump the bench. But Simon will jump the bench.
If Saka is for Nigeria,
let's be honest. Not because of yes, Lookman did well. This is his prime. Are you getting me? And if Saka played for Nigeria, to be honest with you, he will win it. He will win it.
Because it's very good. Because it's also the play from the right wings.
Yeah.
Let me just
okay. I just
let me just talk on Siasia. Siasia is a Nigerian international. As in his opinion, we have to look at it holistically. From what aspect, from what perspective is it talking about? You know, in the past, apart from Felix Agu, a few players have said no, Nigeria or no other country. How many of our Ghanaian players now that we have now chose Nigeria ahead of their country of birth? We can say nothing. I don't want us to use emotions. I can say none. I said no. But should CAF and International have said that? Probably, maybe no. So I'm not going to saying that. Now going and now I've been saying something about Felix Agu and the other guy that's been saying Nigeria. This is when I think now you should start giving these guys 2 chances whenever they say, oh, Nigeria is their first love. And like Claudia said, you stay in England. You said these guys from their formative years, when they ask them Nigeria or England, when they say England, they kind of treat them somehow because they don't want them to put any other country above England. On that, I will also call the players some slack. But still, I will not. It's not because it's CAF, because if Cesar said because they don't give their best, they would have not him the way I not what do you call it, Amokashi. But from that perspective, what I was trying to say is that the white folks, they will not want to release the best. They will not want to release the best. See, if Lookman had played for Atalanta and in Europa League before playing for Nigeria, I'm telling you, Lookman would have been capped by England. They would try not to let him play for Nigeria.
To back what you said up, I saw a documentary, not a documentary, like a story, how England lose Lookman. Can you see? People are watching and say, why can't the FA do this thing? People, in fact, he said, than to go and be playing something, they play in Man City.
The moment he won the Europa Cup, when he scored the hat-trick, they started putting out a documentary.
Yes. Yeah. Can you repeat what Yasser said? I just want to be sure.
He said that
what he said.
He said that it's not sustainable. I'm going to try and copy the video now and put it out. I said it's not sustainable. He said that we'll go and meet. He said, hey, if he said that this current Super Eagle, he said he don't even know any of them. That's what he said. He said he don't even know any of them. He said he cannot imagine Nigeria they play. He don't even know the players where they pitch. Now you no one know them, but he now said that because most of them, they are from this place, they are from this place, they are from this place. He said, he now said that let's say the truth. Say, Oyinbo will give you what they need. Though. They will give you what they don't like. What they think they don't mean, that's what they will give you. So he was now saying that, okay, that is it. That is the truth. They're not trying to agree with him. So for me, I just trying to say that, on that type of platform, you have to minimize what you say on that, because at the end of the day, what these guys pass through, and then they see themselves, is a bigger thing. And then they see themselves, it's a bigger thing than what they talk. See, this Lookman, I just say he reject Nigeria. Now lie, do you know that Ebrecheze would have played for Nigeria in 2022? No, 2022 September. Do you know that? Yes, Ebrecheze would have played for Nigeria now in 2022 September. Do you know that Nido Monua said that Nigeria never approached him like this? But
yes,
in the newspaper, people say, hey, we get Nigeria. So sometimes, we should look at it in a way that rejecting Nigeria national team, this thing, might not be said and reject them. It might be their decision. Let me tell you something before I ask you to comment, because time is already fast spent. Why England under 21 coach, is he this guy? Where come out the coach now? I forgot his name. I'll go remember his name now. When Lookman came to camp, you know what he said? He went to go and tell Lookman, say, I'm hearing you want to leave us. Lookman was playing for under 21 England then. He went to go and meet him, say, I'm hearing you want to leave us. Then, yes. He said, I'm hearing you want to leave us. So, it was just trying to slag him, say, I'm hearing you want to leave us. So, we need to just balance it about what they actually been through. So, I know that you want to leave.
Yeah, yeah. I think for me, what I will look at, I want to see the context of what
I will send you the video. I'm worried.
if I look at it, then I can break. But there are some things we have to know. See, if you are playing in abroad, if you are born in abroad, and you are not exceptionally good, don't come to Super Eagles. That is me.
You cannot.
I'm coming. And if you are playing in Nigeria, you are born in Nigeria, you are not exceptionally good, don't come to Super Eagles. You get my point? If you are born in abroad and you are not good and they want to smug you, no. And if you are born in Nigeria and you are not good, they want to smug you, don't come. Listen to my words. You see how I place it? That is how it's supposed to be. You don't need to say, my son is born in abroad and let us smudge him to Super Eagles. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Or you not carry Obama. Let me come inside. Let's not to spoil this. Don't do that.
Yeah. So,
don't post me out of content. That's how I say my thing. God bless you all.
Thank you.
Let me just. He has gone. I don't say. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't add something that. See, the ones born that were born abroad, you know, they have this football education, this football culture, this football discipline, you know, this football discipline. See, when we're in school, everybody, we all remember that there were some people, they were not that really brilliant, but they were well disciplined, respectful. Teachers always appreciate them because they bring out the work of the teacher. Now, so some players will feel that, we have players who were born abroad, but they're not as good as Stella, Lookman and Co. But they have football education. And when they come here, they play to the coach's instruction. And they compliment the team, they bring the best. Okay? Our own is, if I to serve Nigeria, that will be saying, Felix Agu has been saying it now that I want to serve Nigeria. Now, if now comes at the age of 29, people will be saying, because no, people don't listen. I agree with what you said. It's like, we don't know what these guys go through. Yes, 2 players. We don't know what these guys go through. And the affirmative says that if they tend to pick Nigeria ahead of the country of their birth, maybe, see, we never can tell, we don't know what if the guy went through. Ademola, he was captain of under 20. And when it was Nigeria, we don't know what this guy went through. That why, look at what they are doing to you now. We don't know. But we should respect these guys and their decisions.
I don't know. Do you know what Enyaluko went through in the England?
Yes.
Yes, now. So there's some things that this player should want to go through that, you know, I so hope, because our average up now, I would like to also hear from everybody, because everybody has been an advocate of equal Nigeria. I believe that nobody is more Nigerian than the other. When I went after Ekong, it tackled me that no, I cannot say Ekong is not really Nigeria. See, they were more Ekong at the back. Ekong was sleeping. He told me about few things that Ekong did. Because you know what I did was that what happened though? They asked Ekong to sing one song. It was Balloon that was singing it. So I was now wondering that come on, you should be, you should know these things now. But everybody, I think today should be a day of celebration, because part of the thing I've been saying that these diaspora people, it's not as if their second video. They should also be, considered. So Lookman, African Player of the Year, Bondi. I know you have been hearing some few things. Apart from Arsenal slag, they are talking. Talk about other things.
No, for me, I've just been happy because I was just waiting for CAF. That if Lookman does not emerge, honestly, I've already made up my mind. I'm not watching AFCON again. That's the end of my AFCON. Because whatever we are doing, sometimes, yes, I already made up my mind. That'll be the end of my AFCON. Because sometimes we do things, we have to put some level of honesty in what we do. And that will also help our football to grow. Because if we are not honest in some of these things that we do, football cannot grow. If someone merits something, look at it. And I feel like, I wonder why, for me, the CAF 11, there's something they also need to explain to maybe the fans, that the goalkeeper of the year fails to make the CAF 11 the best 11. I don't understand. Then why vote him as the goalkeeper why vote him as the goalkeeper of the year? I mean, I don't understand. Maybe there's another yardstick or another criteria they use in doing that. But for Lookman, I expect Lookman to win. And I think Ekong should have made the CAF 11. And I'll say why? Because I see no reason why the Senegalese captain also made the CAF 11.
Yes.
Ekong won something in Europe.
Yes.
He won something with the Greek club.
Yes.
And you can't compare that club. You can't compare the Greek league with the Saudi league. Let us be honest. They have a better league. I think he should have been there. But to cap it all, I'm happy Lookman won. And it's always good at with his effort. And it says a lot. There's something people are not really looking at, which I was going to send a voice note to one of my guys. Okay, if they are doing this review, the reports, maybe you should look at it from this angle, because some people will write differently. He has won this, he has won that. I mean, what will make your own report stand out? If you remember, Freddie Kanuti also switched to Africa and also won the African Footballer of the Year. So Lookman is also repeating the same thing. A lot of people, I've not seen people have not really, gone to that line. That this has happened before. A young player who was born in Europe switched to play. He played in the African Cup of Nations, later won the African Footballer of the Year. And this is what Lookman has done. And with this era that we are, where you have social media, the world is now, the proximity. You are in UK, the proximity now is so close. I think, like you said, when you started, that what was his name, the Chelsea boy, congratulated Lookman. Maybe they'll be looking at it. Oh, is this a chance for me to play? And there's something I always say. Yes, Tosin. For me, you see, if you look at some of this foreign born, what they went through, coming up, the basics they learned. If we put half of the money we put in the Super Eagles, that is if we put enough at all. I'd say, okay, we want to look at Nigerian born in Europe, set up for like a mini NFF, let them scout them, train them. They will beat the Super Eagles. I'm telling you, it is because Europe, let us be sincere, the competition is more competitive in Europe. Some of them may not have that opportunity and all that. And if you look at it, Ademola switching to Nigeria has helped his career. Ekong switching to Nigeria has helped his career. If Ekong didn't switch, probably he wouldn't have been there. Even Victor Moses switching to Nigeria helped his career. Maduka Okoye switched to Nigeria has helped his career. Exactly. Now look at the pool of players that we have out there. They are talented, but the level of competition may not. Or you see, nobody's going to be patient with them, with the number of players, because the football is big business. They're also looking at South America. They want to bring in young players from South America, so you have to quickly.
So I want to ask you a question. Do you think even Osho self switching, it's like it's everybody's career Osho? Because
let me now say
Osho,
even linking him to Nigeria before that, when they gained promotion, when they were also waving the flag and all that, it's a big deal. The boy, the Luton Town Tour striker, if we invite him today and he should play, let him play.
Elijah Adebayo.
It will help his career. If you look at the championship, we've got some Nigerian-born players that are really good. But sometimes football is all about the opportunities, how you can maximize. If Lookman didn't switch, look at where he was heading to. And he said it, that him like 4 years ago, like the world they were looking at him, that penalty. Look at this one.
Yeah.
If they allow, for example, and say, if you have played, maybe FIFA change their rules, you can always switch back. And today we say, okay, Daily and he switch back, his career will get back on track. Because we will not put them under that kind. The pressure will be there. We will still not put them.
I think that been a
the demand, our own demand, if they are giving 65% for us, we'll still say, okay, it's okay, provided you can. Because if you look at some of the African countries, look at Steven Korka, for example, the guy that now start playing for Syria alone. Do you think he would have that opportunity with any country in Europe like that at that age? And the other one that played for West Brom before, he's also playing for, I think, Syria alone too. They wouldn't have given that opportunity. They played the AFCON qualifiers. That other one, that one that played for Liverpool at Ikoka, played in the African Cup of Nations, a big tournament. He wouldn't have had that opportunity if he still said, okay, I want to play with Wales. So the African continent will offer you the opportunities. And that's why I feel like there are some young African players or young Nigerian players out there. Just make this switch.
Yeah, sorry,
Still will help you.
Evan, sorry. Jose Pacero just posted Lookman.
Yeah, it's his boy.
It's his boy. He brought him. It's his boy now.
He posted Lookman in his story.
Yes. Because we went through the journey together in the African Cup of Nations.
Yes.
And this will always help their career. Kalidou Koulibaly switched to play for Senegal.
Yeah, Senegal.
The French youth, a whole lot of them. Look at we're talking about Diaz now. So I think
even Hakimi himself.
If you look at the young players that we have, there are so many young players under 18, under 19 in Europe. I mean, if you watch the UEFA Youth Champions League, so many young Nigerian born players are playing in that league. Some of them may not really make it to that next level because the competition is not easy in Europe. The competition is, the demands, and that's why you people were talking about Bukayo Saka and all that. Yes, that also may also look at Bukayo Saka and Lookman, for example. Switch their roles. Let us say it is Bukayo that is playing maybe for Nigeria and is performing like this in Arsenal. Hands down, he would have won. Although he has won I think English Player of the Year like back to back, maybe like 3 times or so. He would have won the African Player of the Year back to back. Honestly. And as it stands now, for me, for the next approach to African Player of the Year, it is between Mohamed Salah, and Ademola Lookman. Because I like their coach. He knows how to say, okay, Lookman, rest a little bit. You are giving us a lot rest. And Atlanta are on top of the Serie A. I know Inter Milan want to do that. They defeated Lazio by 6 goals to nil. I don't know what position they will be now.
Top.
Yeah. So if they should win the league and with the way they are performing, look at the way Lookman, the way he's been playing, is don't give him space. If you give him space, and I tell you, next season, clubs will come. Clubs will come. Now, Osimhen's case, if Osimhen were to be French, playing for the French national team, he would have finished like in the top 5 of the World Footballer of the Year.
Yes. So I want to wrap it up. I have to be honest with you, but I want to ask this final question so that Kola can engage because Lookman, we have already discussed the implication. We have already discussed his current state and everything. Now, who do you think this award should inspire most among our forwards? Let me start from Kola. Do you think that Samuel Chukwueze is the thing that this should be me? Do you think Samuel Chukwueze is the thing that this should be me? When Simon is saying that see, I don't feel get this thing too. When Simon, Alex Wobi. I see no because this just 2 years. So Lookman 2 years in national team. So
Yes.
who do you think this award should inspire most in our current Super Eagles?
Chukwueze, that are not serious. The person that this thing is going to inspire most is Boniface. I won't lie to you. It's Boniface. Because if you look at it, he was expecting him to be nominated among them. He was not nominated. And he felt somehow. So this award is he is going to do everything possible to make sure that he delivers when it comes to the national team.
Yeah, I agree.
That is going to inspire him.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know. Who do you think is inspired most quickly? Before I go to everybody, then we wrap it up.
I think I want to agree with Scholar that this our person inspire most is Boniface because the trajectory. You know, look at this guy was coming. If I got the injury, like, maybe if I had gone to AFCON and by any injury, maybe I would have been among the contestants. You know, like Kola said, I don't know what's wrong with Chukwueze. I think Chukwueze is contented where he is now. The level he is. He has the ability to win the apathy. But I think the young man is contented where he is now. And mind you, I don't think he can inspire Iwobi, because I don't think Iwobi can go move club higher than where he is. But another person, one player that he can inspire, sorry, Boniface. Boniface, yeah. That's how I agree with that.
Evondi.
For me, I think it will inspire those young Nigerian players who are still at the threshold of deciding who to play for. Should I go and play with Nigeria? Should I still stay and wait for me to get a call up of maybe the country that my parents gave birth to me in? So I think that will be there. I mean, look at Chuba Akpom. There was a season he did pretty well in the UEFA Europa League. If he were to be playing for Nigeria at that time, many Nigerian football writers would have written a lot. Oh, Chuba Akpom, Nigeria and this, Nigeria and that, and will probably be getting suitors in other places. I think it will inspire all those young Nigerians that are playing football that were not born in Nigeria, and also thinking about, should I switch my allegiance to the country of my parents? I think that is going to inspire them, seeing what Lookman has achieved, because it's still the same thing. Lookman was born here, grew up here, and look at what he has achieved within this space. Look at the support he's getting today. Check all top blogs, all top football. This thing was Lookman on everywhere. Lookman, and you see how the parents are going to be proud. It will also inspire Nigerian parents to say, my son can also achieve this, because they've seen the parents of Lookman very happy, see what their son has done, brought them glory, brought the family something wonderful. Very soon you'll see a message from the president that is going to congratulate Lookman. Everybody in Nigeria, over 200 million people congratulating the boy. So I think it will inspire Nigerian parents and some other young players.
Yeah, it's even trending now on Twitter, that Lookman winning the African Player of the Year. So for me, I'm actually very happy for him, and I hope that this actually inspires. There's this thing that I was meant to ask, but because of time. But okay, let me just put it. For Ademola Lookman himself, what is the next target for him? What should be the next target for him? Because let me tell you something. If Nigerian player, if they don't get something like this, I know of a player now. As in, don't build us for worry. It don't have it again. I don't want to mention the name, but everybody, so Naim be the best player in the world. He go carry shoulder like this. He don't build that. He don't compete with those where they press something for nights. And,
Smith, I also want to, you said something,
yeah,
that thing. Jaidi was supporting Hakimi.
Yes.
When they asked him, was like, you feel like Hakimi should win it because he has done really, and that was why people were like looking at what is going on, CAF. What is going on? Because I was watching Jaidi. What's this man saying? And I remember what you said. The Francophone want to follow this. I think football should be all about merits.
So, Evondi, because your mic is on now, what do you think should be Lookman's personal target now as a player?
World Cup. How Nigeria is going to qualify for the World Cup. That is the most important thing. Man. I've been African Footballer of the Year. I've won trophy in Europe. I've won the World Cup at the under 20 level. And it would be a nice idea for me to also feature in the FIFA World Cup. I mean, to make, it's the dream of every player to make it complete. And I pray that it's going to happen. The World Cup. And that's the most important. And I feel like that's my prayer. I pray it will happen.
Because I have to bring him on.
He's happy.
So because they already answered one question, everybody asked one question about okay, they don't answer themselves, so they don't talk about them, but I want to repeat it here. What do you think should be the next target for Lookman now that he's already got the African value there?
I agree with Evondi. World Cup and to win the next AFCON. To qualify for World Cup and to win the next AFCON. That's his target.
Okay. What about on the personal note? Like, not on the personal note.
on a personal note, to repeat what he did last season for Atalanta, to win more trophy, to keep on winning man of the match. This year alone, he has won many man of the matches. He should win more. He have won man of the match awards, many, like 3 or 4 or 5. So you keep winning such, that you should be able to aim higher than the 14th he was last season when it comes to Ballon d'Or. He should aim to be part of the first 5. That's what I feel he can do.
Thank you. Kola, what do you think should be the personal target for him now?
The World Cup, Nations Cup, and if big club come for him, they should go.
Yeah, I agree. IoT. Okay, sorry, yeah. Thank you, Kola. IoT, quickly. Let me hear from you before.
Yeah, good evening. I just wanted to just jump in quickly. When you guys are talking about just what should be the next target, who you should inspire, I was just thinking, I think every Nigerian football player should be inspired, honestly. It is not just Lukman's success, but Nigeria's success.
Yeah.
We watched last year Victor Osimhen achieve this success. It is something that we were missing for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We were able to achieve it last year. Mm-hmm. Somebody else was able to get it this year. Even this year, we saw a Victor Boniface feel like he deserved it, feel like he had done enough, feel like he should have been there. Unfortunately, that injury and him not going to the AFCON obviously played against him. But I think every player should just look at this as inspiration, that if Osimhen could do it 2 years ago, Lookman, that was relatively on the down end in his career, can do it now. Because it's different. If like somebody might look at Osimhen and say, "Oh, Osimhen since under 17 he has been balling, he has been on an upward trajectory." Maybe the person can look at it like that and say, Osimhen has always been on an upward trajectory. But Lookman was actually on a downward trajectory. Like he fumbled in the Premier League, things were actually going bad for him, and he was able to turn it around. It just shows you that, see, even if right now things are not going well for you and you might be thinking that your career is not where you wanted it to be, or whatever the case may be, if you refocus, if you make the right decisions,
even in life,
if you refocus, you make the right decisions, you find yourself in the right situation, things can change for you all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I'm sure when Lookman switched his allegiance, I still remember that day very well. When he made the post on his social media, I still remember very, very well.
Do you also remember IoT that the graphic too that day?
Where they went to go and do fake graphics, I remember. Yes. I did not want to say that part. But I remember that day. And all of a sudden, for him now to be the best player in Africa, it is incredible. I think everybody, even me, I'm not a player, I'm motivated, I'm inspired.
Yeah.
So I just think it's an incredible one. And for Lookman, see, the sky is the limit, man. You finished 13th in the Ballon d'Or. You were the best player in Africa.
What was the
Was it 13th?
It was 12, is it?
12. Okay,
well,
one of the two, Sha. But you finished high in the Ballon d'Or. You won the best player in Africa. This season that has started, you're already on fire this season, doing well. It's only for him to just keep on believing that, see, he can achieve anything, and he can be like proper among the best in the world. There's no reason why he cannot do back-to-back. He should aim for it. Back-to-back, let him win the award. Next year, you know what will make me happy? Maybe we'll see first Victor Osimhen, second Ademola Lookman, third Victor Boniface. Maybe just say now we they play football for Africa.
Yeah.
So I I think he should keep on aiming for even better, and long may this continue. I'm so happy to the honesty.
Yeah, and so there was a question that everybody asked that CAF faced to answer. I think you answered it. People are saying you answered it. That why is it that the best goalkeeper is not?
Oh yes, I was going to talk about it on our podcast tomorrow, but essentially, what I guess they did not publicize and make everybody understand better is that the award itself for the goalkeeper or player of the year, whatever, is a combination of the technical committee plus journalists plus fans voting, whereas the team of the year is 100% voted by the players.
And players.
So if Ekong did not make it, it means that the players did not think Ekong is among the best. If Inadozie did not make it, I don't know who she offended, though, but it means that the players.
But that Inadozie is questionable.
It is questionable, but She wasn't the one last year.
Uh-huh.
They didn't vote her last year in the team of the year.
Yeah.
She won the award, but last year she wasn't the team of the year.
Yeah.
This year again, she won the award again, but she wasn't in the team of the year, which means that the African players, maybe the women, maybe for the goalkeeper, they care more about who is playing in Africa. I don't know what it is. But 2 years in a row, she has been obviously the best, and they haven't voted her into the 11. So maybe she offended somebody or that she needs to go and apologize. I don't know. So it's the same thing with the men, because Osimhen, for example, now, if I was choosing the best 11, I might not have put Osimhen. But the players voted him in.
Yeah.
So that one is, people should not blame CAF. People should not.
You have Nicola Jackson.
I know it looks Jackson from where now. There are people like Grassy that you can speak, So I just think people should not blame CAF. That one is on the players. The players are the ones that chose nonsense. I don't know how they chose Onana, but again, it got me thinking that for the players, I know people, fans always say, "Oh, why do you care about league so much?" Blah blah blah. But it looks as if the players also care about the league you are playing. It looks as if the players care about the league, because the players did not vote Ronwen Williams playing in South Africa. They put Onana there that is playing in Man U. That was rubbish to me. All of us were insulting Onana, but they put him there.
Give me 1 sec. Slicky, he said that offending somebody is an unprofessional statement. Slicky, he's just jokingly. It's not as if say he's serious.
Wait, who said offending somebody?
He said that you mentioning that offending somebody is an unprofessional statement. Say if
offending
they don't
somebody.
Yes. That offending somebody.
Oh, that I said, maybe she offended somebody.
Yeah.
Who is that person that does not know how to have fun now? Like, obviously, obviously, like, that was a very, I said it very jokingly.
He's just trying to have fun and everything.
Like, man, people will need to cheer up, man. Cheer up.
Everybody, you want to say something about voting quickly?
I mean, it's just, for me, I think it's, because Khalidou, the players, of course, they voted Khalidou. Khalidou is not playing in Europe. So if you want to say, like, it's probably the league, Khalidou doesn't play in Europe. I think,
but reputation now.
Sometimes sentiments, not.
My opinion is that you should cheer up. My opinion is you should cheer up. Sorry, everyone.
Your opinion is what?
Sorry, no, continue.
I mean, it's not entirely. I won't say that was based on merits. I just say, okay, maybe representation. Let's put this on there. Even for the women's, I wouldn't. Should Oshuala be there really?
That's what
I'm saying. So maybe they use reputation for that one.
Like I think Tabitha should have been there.
Chawinga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's on the right now. He's not on the right.
One of the Chawinga sisters is not there. The two of them should have been there. In my own opinion.
Yeah, I agree. But
even in that midfield, Uchebe supposed to do that midfield. That's an African girl that they put there. All due respect to her. I can agree. I can even allow you with Motlalo. Let's give Motlalo. She played well for her country. At club, she didn't really do anything. But the other South African girl, I forget her name. How can you tell me she's better than Uchebe? Uchebe played well for Nigeria, won 4 trophies with her club. One of the best. She was in the in her league's team of the year. Yeah. But you're telling me that person was better. So it's reputation sometimes and who the players like, honestly, when they are
exactly.
Yeah. So that is guys, tune into the podcast tomorrow. It's a very interesting. Everybody, thank you for.
So who do you think is good? Well, it's still too early. As it stands now, who do you think who are the 3 key contestants for the African World Cup year? Of course, this one is good.
The top scorer in the AFCON qualifier is Brahim Diaz. And I remember that they are trying to, and he also plays for Real Madrid. Now he's starting games and also imparting games now for Real Madrid. So there's no way they will not push this guy in there, Brahim Diaz. He's the top scorer in the AFCON qualifier. So he did well. So when Osimhen was top scorer in the AFCON qualifier, we mentioned him. Mo Salah is doing well for Liverpool.
Yeah. See what Capone Cool J said. I agree completely. Those 3.
Yes, Salah,
Lookman, Diaz.
Yes, I think so too.
Not be surprised. We might have 4 because with the way Osimhen is delivering it. No, you might not believe. Okay.
If you're adding somebody, you will still add Gurasi first before you even think of Osimhen.
Because Gurasi is doing well in the higher league.
In his club, he's doing well in AFCON
qualifier. Now let me ask: if luckily Gala now win the Europa and they win the league, and
they should clap for themselves.
They now go to the World Cup. Yeah. And Osimhen is one of the highest goal scorer. So what are you going to say?
The highest Osimhen can win this season is the Eagle Striker Award.
I think Adingra shouldn't be on this.
No, even the coach of Ivory Coast, he was so honest. He came and said that Adingra, he did well though. My player, I like him, but no, it was so honest. So for me,
I don't think Adingra should have been there. He didn't even play any group game. He didn't for the group games in the AFCON. He didn't play anyone.
Group game. He didn't play in the second round. He only played against Mali, against Congo.
Then the club is playing for is in
Brighton. Somebody said that
even as it stands now, let us be sincere. Those two guys in Brentford, Wissa and Mbeumo, they are doing well.
And Mbeumo is doing really well, Sha. Wissa is doing well.
I mean, if you look at the top
countries, I guess countries where Cameroon and DR Congo.
That's the problem. But they are doing well.
So, somebody said that the Gurasi failed to qualify for the AFCON. See, before they choose next year's AFCON, before they choose next year's award, we never go play AFCON. No, we see there's no AFCON, so they have to choose it based on the performance in the World Cup qualifier and your club side.
Yeah.
And Guinea is still well in the World Cup qualifier. So it's not as if they don't come out. So there's no AFCON. The one after next year award, 9 AFCON go decide again because we are having Christmas AFCON.
The award will be before Christmas.
Yes, this is something that thank God that in Marrakesh, despite the contingent Hakimi brought to that award, I was shaking when I saw that contingent. I knew that people were texting me say, wala deo. Dr. Abiola is here. He was saying that I dey shake now. So I couldn't even concentrate on what I was doing. But what I'm just happy is that Lookman won, and I'm actually fantastic day yesterday. And he wasn't even born in Nigeria, and I was just so happy. I just think that the AFCON next year too, I also want them to be fair. It's in Morocco, let them be fair. Let the best machine world win that AFCON. Kudos to I can see that Nigerian too. Let me just give out to the content creators too. Content creators went to Morocco. Journalists also went to Morocco too. I was also hearing, despite that they might not have all this big financial backing, but they traveled down to Morocco to actually cover this award too. Kudos to them. So I also want to see that NFF too should try and do better in terms of logistics. When Lookman is arriving, pictures like that, just try and just know the time they arrive. It's not as if they don't come, he never come, just know he's coming and take those pictures. Man don't say, he don't come, he don't arrive. How are you? Know the time they are coming with the embassy, Nigerian embassy in Morocco. So at the end of the day, you know exactly, take those pictures, that's how you pack those things together. I don't think you want to say anything about that before I wrap it up.
I mean, if I get into all this media and branding and everything, we'll be here for another 1 hour. Obviously, it's not something that they did not think about. It's not like they did not think about it. They did not really think about, how do we want to document this whole thing? They didn't. That's not a priority to them. Thank God that we have people like OJB that were there. Even people like Kali that were there. People like Talks of Fans Tribe that were there. At least bringing us quality content. Now from OJB, where I first say, okay, look, man, don't even arrive, saying they're ready, things like that. So forget NFF, thank you to the journalists and the private people that went there to create content for us, they were able to carry us along, and long may it continue, by God's grace.
You have to
I'm planning to be there. I'm planning to be in Morocco. See, by God's grace, summer next year, I want to go for the WAFCON. December, I want to go for the AFCON.
So, that's why I'm going to Morocco. So, Kola, be preparing from now. We have to see you in Morocco. So, Somebody
For
said,
me, if I don't reach Spain, I don't reach where they go.
and now, and the first is that I even saw flights from here to Morocco of like £7 something. Just so somebody said
People are
that
lucky. People that are in Europe are so lucky.
Guso might be having 2 African Player of the Year in his tenure. The next year again, no, it's not winning. It's not winning African Player of the Year every year as an NFL president. No, that's what he said. He said last year I came here to take this best team of the year award.
National team.
National team. This year again, I'm also coming here to take this best national team. I see they have invested in football.
If the man not there, they just give us a good coach. That's what I'm after. That's what couple must go.
So, guys, IoT, thank you for actually stopping by. And
also, and I think there's something we also need to learn in keeping records. We won't be able to get like an exclusive video how Lookman switched his journey with the national team and how he emerged as the African Player of the Year. Some of those things I think we need to do. It's something we need to do. Yes, we need to do it, and it's always good the way he switched his parents, the opinions, and I saw that his coach. I think his coach, youth, the man was there too.
Yeah.
I mean, how you just give it a caption.
For the first time, we saw
how the turnaround from. I mean, and he had a statement 4 years ago. It was like before the world, that penalty incident, and look at him today. That story can also inspire. You can put it in the document. You can inspire the younger ones. Okay, if you fall down today, don't think it's over. If you put in the work, you tend to, and you have a true life story to back it up.
Yes, and the funniest thing again is that what else he said, Lookman was about to play right wing back for RB Leipzig. They went to precision. He said he must play right wing back if he want to stay here. They tried 2 of them. He now realized that it didn't work for him. I think it was a big disgrace. But look at him now on top of the world. See, he's so grateful to Gasparini. Someone actually will believe in him. That's the reason why I would love him to stay, not generally move, because I'm hearing that Arsenal, no. He should finish, because he should finish with Atlanta. They're on top of the Serie A. Arsenal is stalled. Arsenal is 3 points above Man City. I mean, this thing. Arsenal is not doing well now. So I just hope that it can. I know Ademola is a very smart guy. It will inspire others, and I'm just thinking that this is going to be very, very good for us. There should be a soccer museum in National Stadium. I could go to everything finish. I beg.
Sorry, Smita, before we go, I wanted to say, unfortunately, a lot of Nigerian women were left disappointed today after the video of Ademola Lookman kissing his girlfriend started making the waves on social media. I saw people in the comments very disappointed, like, wow, so he has a girlfriend. I said, sorry. A lot of Nigerian women were let down today.
Yes, it was let down today about that. But everybody, now that I know everybody is very happy today, based on everybody's a big advocate of Nigerian diaspora, that we should not discriminate against them. We should make sure that they are part of us. And everybody you want today. So we hope that this will continue. At least today now we have silenced those that thinks that they cannot play African football. So that's actually what the most important thing. Kola, thank you you stayed longer than anyone here. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you. And Amadi too, thank you for your time. We celebrate it more. Eagle Striker, thank you for your time.
We'll see you tomorrow, Smith.
All right, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Sure. So guys, thank you for actually joining. And I will see you again next time. Very virtual conversation. Lookman, the African player. Let me just play this video for you before I actually leave. I hope that So that's like the Lookman actually was receiving this award. Guys, don't forget to get us on Friday for the Friday Night Club. We're going to still discuss a few things about it. we'll talk about Nigeria versus Ghana game that will take place on Sunday. The preview of the game, I'm going to bring a Ghanaian journalist to, we're going to have exclusive preview of the game between Nigeria and Ghana that will take place on Sunday. And tomorrow too, don't forget to join me live with IoT on the Nigeria FC podcast. We're going to break all the categories down at 10 p.m. UK time, 11 p.m. Nigerian time. Don't forget to keep a date with us on that too. Tomorrow, Nigeria FC podcast on Friday night football. And I thank you for joining. Oh, Dread Media, thank you for actually joining. We'll see you again tomorrow. I remain your host, Smith Lai. Thank you for actually joining. Thank you.